Hello friends, today we are going to see three games which were played by Paul Keres. Well, uh, at that time we saw actually two games of Keres. Yeah, this is not a chapter. So we saw two games of Keres that time, and today we are going to see three. So these are the notable games of Keres, like in which he sacrificed, and won. These are amazing games. You will enjoy very much by just looking at this game and admiring the depth of chess which Keres knew. He was a very strong player who never became a world champion. There's a special club of players which were very strong but never became a world champion. Yeah, this includes Paul Keres. Like he deserved to play because he won the 1948 tournament, so he deserved to play the world championship. But the world championship never happened. So well. Yep, Keres was first, but still he did not get a. Yeah, in the 1948 one, he did not get a chance because the world championship just didn't happen. So, well, he never played a world championship except of the 1948 one, which was a tournament which determined who would be the world champion and who would be the challenger, but the match never happened. So this was well. These are the three games. So the first game is between Keres and Szabo 1955. The game Keres started with e4. If you are a e4 player looking for some extremely aggressive games, I say go with Keres. Look at all his notable games. He is extremely aggressive player. Okay, never mess it up. If you give him one open file, he get the game over in 10-15 moves. So e4, let's start the game. So here c5 was played, knight f3, knight c6, d4, cd4, knight d4, and now knight f6, knight c3. And if we check in the opening theory, this is one of the main lines of the Sicilian, the open Sicilian. Yeah, so well, here e5 is the main line, the Lascar Pelican. d6 there is, which transposes to the classical, which in the game happened. There's this e6 move which transposes into the 4 knights. This d6, which isn't this a accelerated? Isn't this a dragon? If we just play bishop e3, d6, not that, d6. It's a dragon, I mean. Bishop g7, isn't it a dragon? Like long castle, short castle. Yup, it's a dragon variation. Bishop e3, bishop g7. What is this? No, not accelerated dragon. Come on, don't say it. So queen d2, long castle. Does this? Oh, all right. It transposed. So after bishop g7, bishop c4, short castle, f3. If we go d6, then queen d2, and then boom, it transposes into the in the dragon. So well, this is a little bit of theory. What's the Sveshnikov, by the way? If we go here, he fights the Lowenthal variation. If we go D, not this, D6, it's the variation has no name, but after knight into D4, the thing is clear. D6 was played, transposing into the what? I just told you your classical variation. This is played by Carlsen. Anand versus Carlsen game has happened. 2018. Carlsen, Caruana. Dingleren. Vachier, Lagrave, Kasparov. Vachier, Lagrave. Oh my god. Caruana. Kasparov. And Kramnik. So top players have played this line very much. Now Bishop G5 is the main line which was played in the game, the Richard Rosser. E6, Queen D2. Now A6 is main, but Bishop E7 transposes into the in. Now short castle, long castle, F4. And if now A6 was played, rare line if we check out the database. No top player has played this. I don't know who is Nugent Noctron Sun. 2662 rating, very. It is considered a strong rating. E5 was played. D into E5. Knight into C6 was played. Wolfgang Unzicker in the top form. Now F into E5, attacking the knight. Knight D7. Queen E3. Oops, not now. H4. Rook B8. Queen E3. Pinning. Rook E8. And now if we go in the latest one, we can now close the database opening. The opening is over. Now there are no more games in both databases. So well, now let's see. Rook S3 was played, getting the getting the fire in the fight. Queen E5, attacking the E5 pawn. Bishop into E7. Rook into E7, and now Rook to G3. Wanting there's I think a clear threat of Queen G5, and then double attacking the Rook and the G7 pawn. Now Rook E8, moving out of the Queen G5 threat, and now White does a completely incredible move. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes Rook into D7. When the this was, I think, a top game of the candidates or the zonal. Yeah, every spectators and the commentators were shocked by this move, because it seems firstly that you are sacrificing an exchange for a knight of almost no value. It's blocked by the E5 pawn, does absolutely nothing than getting protected by the bishop. But Rook into D7, this has very much value. The knight was defending the crucial F6 square of the position, and when you take it here, Bishop D3, H6. Here comes another shocker, Rook into D7, Rook into G7. It's literally two rook sacrifices. I mean, well, not now. Sorry, not now. First Queen F4, King F8, and then Rook into G7. A thunderous sacrifice on the board, blowing it up. The idea, King into G7, Queen F6, King F8, Bishop G6, and now mate is unstoppable on F7 or on H8. Completely incredible game by Paul Keres. Celebrate the mastery of this player. So well, Let's go to the next one. Boom. This game is between Karu and Keres from 1931. Keres black, let's start. Now d4, d5, c4. Now as I told you, Keres is always in a attacking mood, gambit mood. And here he plays e5, the Albin counter gambit. Idea is that d into e, after d into e5 we go d4 and restrict the knight square. So, and then white has some complications. There's also this Lasker trap over there. Not going into depth to the theory. Knight c3, e d4, queen d4, and now the d5 pawn is hanging. Keres, you know what is his mood. He doesn't want to go in endgame. He says, you wanna fight? Fight in the middle game. Knight c6, attacking the queen, sacrificing one pawn, queen into d5. Now white is pawn out, but that's only figures. Bishop e6, attacking the queen. Now you wanna exchange, but on two conditions. You have to give me the knight before knight c2 threat, and also the d open file. That will be terrible for white if he did that, like giving a file up and literally for a pawn. This is not worth it. So queen b5, white understood. a6, attacking the queen. Black will get many tempos because the queen is early developed. If you see the opening principles, follow it. The principle is, don't develop your queen early in the opening. Like the books which are on opening principles and middle game principles shout at you and say, don't develop your queen early, don't develop the don't move the same piece twice in the opening. Yeah, these kind of things. So after queen a4, what do you do? So after queen a4 we get bishop to b4, pinning the knight, and here the threat is actually knight d4 by knight c2, because if you capture the knight c2 is the threat, forking the queen and the king just an yeah. So here knight f3 was a possible move, but bishop d2 like getting the pin out, and he expected black to take the pawn, and Keres did. Now he's a pawn. Now the pawns are equal, but black is pretty much ahead in development. Like there's b5 threatened and knight f6 and short castle is coming. The queen on a4 is very badly developed. It can't be safe developed because it's just giving tempos to black all the time. So that's not right. You should not develop your queen early in the opening. Like before 15 moves, forget it. Or because of a concrete reason, why did you develop the queen? You have to do it. Yeah, you should to break the opening principles. You should have a concrete reason to do it. So after bishop into c4, getting back to the game here, knight f3 is still a move, but rook c1 was played. Also possible, but a3, attacking the bishop. Now b5 intermediate move, nice one, attacking the queen on a4. Queen c2 only move which was played in the game, and then knight to d4, nice tempo on the queen. Queen d4 check, and now you think that the king is under check and this is under check. No, bishop e7. Now knight f6 is coming, and this poor queen has moved. If we count the moves of the queen, well, 1, then 2, then 3, see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 moves of the queen. It's a 6-time touch, so this is absolutely not right. If you look at the white pieces, the bishop on e1, the knight on g1, the rook on h1, the rook on a1, all of these are just sleeping on their positions. and these two pieces can't be stayed developed because these are not paying any attention to the game and just out of the game, and this queen is developed but for not a good cause because it will be attacked. So knight f3, developing the knight, attacking the knight on d4, putting pressure on it. c5, just solidifying the knight on d4, a central very good place. Rook c1, another principle was broken. He should have played, I think, f3, e3, but that broke the castle. But the principle is, but generally you should develop your pieces on the king side and castle rather than developing the pieces of the queen side. And if you don't do it, your king will be in danger. So after rook c1, knight f6 was played, attacking the queen. As I said, knight f6 will come. Queen b1, and it's now 7 moves with the queen. And after 7 moves, the queen is doing literally nothing on b1. It gone to the first rank. Now now all the heavy pieces are on the first rank doing nothing. All the heavy pieces, the 2 rooks and 1 queen. This is absolutely not good. So after queen to b1, what should you do? Well, queen to d6, Paul Keres getting his mastery, not allows knight e5, not allows bishop f4, wants to develop the rook to d8. Absolutely amazing game by Paul Keres. Knight into d4, now what could he do? He just exchanges bad knight with the good one, cd4, but that gave black a insanely powerful pawn on d4, attacking the knight, knight e4, queen e4. Now the queen has moved 8 times, and now short castle, very effective, connecting and defending the rooks as well as getting the king to safety. So after short castle, what should white do? Well, white had, when he moves, he was played bishop f4. What could he do? Other than that, queen d8, queen goes back, rook d1, attacks the d4, bishop f6, defends the d4. And it seems like white has some chances of creating a counter, but that is beyond existence because firstly you have to develop the pieces, then get the counter. So now queen f3, I don't know with which reason he moved the queen for the 9th time in the game, wanting to play b3, but what did a little bit pawn move do? So rook e8, b3, attacking the bishop, d3, the first brilliant move in the game, double x, e4, like if you accept the sacrifice you are done, bishop c3 check, checking the king, bishop to d2 is one option. Yeah, bishop to d2 was played in the game, and now queen to d4, double x, what a move. Like you in this position you are just calming, moving the queen to d4, improving the pieces, defending the bishop. But this is an absolutely stunning move because after bishop c3, queen c3, rook d2, here comes rook into e4. What a move. Oh my god. Queen into e4, queen c1 check, rook to d1 and d2 mate. A mate with a pawn. A mate with a pawn. Absolutely amazing game by Paul Keres. Celebrate the brilliance of this man. Oof. Next game, Keres versus Kotov 1950. So here the game started. Well, what could it start with? E4 or D4? Get a ball out of here. Get a ball. So what do you think had Keres started? E4 or D4? Well, so now your time, and actually this game was not Oh, sorry. This game was for the next episode. So, well, these were the two games. This is for the next one. Absolutely stunning two games by Paul Keres. Oh my god. The man is one of his own kind. So, well, today the construction of the Red Fort was completed. So, five quick facts about Red Fort. Red Fort was built in the 17th century by Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan. He was It is known for its absolutely stunning architecture and its annual Independence Day celebrations held by the Indian government. It is made of red sandstone. That's why it has its fame and name. So, well, the Red Fort was the home of Mughal emperors for nearly 200 years. Yep, the Red Fort is an. If you look at the shape of the Red Fort, here we have the foundation. Then there's these two things, and then there are these minars and the like the high layer of the Red Fort, and then you have the flag over there. So, and then here, yep. So this is the game. Today is also Parsi Day Masaram and 824. Let's go 900. I hope you like. Don't forget to click this bell icon. Thank you.